Hey booze, hey, do your blankets feel like super glue in the morning? Well sis, it's time to shake them off. Welcome to Wake Up Happy Sis, the show that jumpstarts your day with a bang. We're strolling down these self-care streets as we navigate the maze of wellness and healing. We're helping you live happy, healed, and whole. And we do it all with a hearty dose of belly laughs for good measure. Stay tuned and get ready to wake up happy, sis. Hey, booze. Hey, how are y'all today? It's your girl, LeAnne Dolce, your Chief Self-Love Officer at Wake Up Happy Sis, and you are tuned in to the Wake Up Happy Sis show. We're broadcasting live on KCCR Cityscape Radio, where we're changing the narrative for our people because we are telling our stories our way, and we're always unapologetic about it. Sheronda should be here shortly, but it's such a good day today. We are closing out season 10. Yes, it has been 10 seasons of the show. I can't believe it, but here we are. 10 seasons of empowering conversations, of transformational growth, and building a community that's really all about showing up and shining unapologetically. But we're not wrapping up here by ourselves. I'm joined by an extraordinary guest who embodies the principles of unity and healing. That would be Soliel Lindsey. Now, I hope I said it right. I forgot to ask her how to pronounce her name, but she's going to correct us if I was wrong when she got up here, because I will butcher her name, but not intentionally. But she is a powerhouse entrepreneur and owner of Soul Rise Essentials, who's spreading light and resilience through her motivational speaking, mental health advocacy, and creative work. So together, we're diving into Umoja, which is the first day of Kwanzaa, and really exploring what unity means in today's world. We're also going to reflect a little bit on the wonderful journey that we've shared with the Wake Up Happy Sis show or season 10. So as always, get your favorite mug cup of something. We don't judge what's in your cup. And see, there you go. See, look, that's what we do here. Okay. Look, there goes Sheronda. Oh, and then our big brother, DJ Tony Sanchez, then came in.
Hello.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Hi.
We are here. So as I was saying, you get your favorite cup of something, because we sip over here.
Cheers.
And let's get ready. I'm so excited for today. So for those of you who don't know how this show goes, Sharon don't know what we're going to talk about before she gets to the show. I really like it to be a surprise. Now, I have fully planned out a whole show, but I like our conversations to be real, to be raw, to be authentic. So Sharon don't really know until the morning of what the show topic is going to be. So that's how we keep it fresh, exciting, and we have a fabulous guest with us today. So like, did I pronounce your name right?
You got it right. Soliel Lindsey. Nice to meet everybody.
Absolutely.
Good. So let's start with, how was your holiday, everybody?
My holiday was cool. It was much needed me time. Had a little vacation, went to the National Harbor, just chilled out a little bit. Loved on myself. The baby was with his dad, so had a good time with just myself and a little bit of family time too.
We need that. Yeah. We need that. We were just talking about this before, is we're so used to being in a space of doing for everybody else and not doing for self. It's okay to get a little me time, even on the holidays.
Yeah.
My daughter came in today and she was like, Mom, are you okay if I don't come down there because I'm tired? Girl, you ain't got to come here. Stay, relax, rest. I am so good. So what about you, Sheronda? Now, what was that you posted, that bread, meat, whatever it was? What was that?
That was for Christmas breakfast. I chopped up some croissants. That steak of meat, the thinly sliced steak, that peppers, onions, and cheese and eggs, and baked it. And that's what was for Christmas breakfast brunch.
Look at you. Look, you know what? Ever since she done came back from her little VIP experience over here at Wake Up Happy Sis, she has just been doing some extra fabulous stuff in that kitchen, and I'm loving it. I'm here for it. So
Yeah.
just when I come there, I expect some fabulousness about that kitchen.
Well, I mean, it was just bound to happen. See, when you go to women's retreats where you get poured into, I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me start over. When you go to women's retreats where you get poured into, you go back home feeling rejuvenated and experimentative in the kitchen, and voila, magic happens.
Yes. And to me, that's the best time. I'll go in there because Lord knows I try to follow a recipe the first time. I look at their seasons, I'd be like, that's not.
Add your own.
That's not gonna work. Because put a pinch of salt on a whole chicken. No, ma'am. That's what we know.
What we won't do is just do that.
No. But give me some herbs.
Yeah.
We like put a little salt and pepper on it.
Oh, you meant that. When you said herb, I was like, now you talking. Okay.
Wake up.
My bad.
How did that wake you up this morning?
Okay. After dinner, Tony. After dinner.
Hey, y'all know me. Y'all know Big Brother needed his glaucoma medicine.
Look. I have no problem with a wake and bake community. It's not my thing, but I do not judge what anybody does and makes them happy, long as they're not hurting themselves or hurting other people.
That's right.
Do you, boo? Now, a nice little edible, maybe.
Of course, it's essential.
Maybe. So, what about you, Tony? How was your holiday?
Oh man, my holidays was like that. Holidays to me, it don't hold the same as it was like in the day growing up. It's just another day to me, man. It's not for me no way. The holiday is for the birth of our Lord and Savior, and for to get the kids and grandkids gifts. That's what it's for. Other than that, for me, I don't have no joy. I got 3 funerals I got to do Friday, Saturday, and Monday. So what is there to be joyous for me?
There's always something to be joyous for.
I'm joyful for this gift of life.
Exactly. In celebration of the lives of your friends who have passed on. Trust me, I've had a lot of death this year too. But what I want us to always do is live in that space of happiness. Because when we're focused on the sadness, when we're focused on the grief, when we're focused on the negative, that's what we draw to us. And we're about drawing love, light, and motivation and inspiration to us. So I'm just, just to give you that little, because I know you're not an unhappy person.
No, I'm not. I understand what you're saying, and everybody grieve through their own process, their own way. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying I'm finna be stuck here forever. I'm just in it right now until I come up out of it. You know what I'm saying?
As long as you fight us out of it, then we good.
I always bounce back out of it.
We don't stay in it. We process them feelings, but we don't stay in them feelings.
That's right.
All right. Well, hello and welcome, Sherry Burrell. Beverly Hills. And hello, Eva. Well, I don't know if I'm supposed to call you Ormsby, Erica, or Eva. There's a lot going on there, but I like it. I'm gonna call you out.
I got that streaming on Twitch too, so we everywhere like Samuel said.
To the Twitch. What's your homeboy Tony that always be on Twitch that usually pops in?
It all depends. King Royal. It might be DJ Smoking Lou. It might be
Lou. That's who I'm thinking of.
Oh, okay.
It was Smoking Lou. But welcome to everybody. So let's jump in by getting to know our guests a little bit more. You know all about Sheronda, Tony, and I. So let's get to know. So Soliel, what led you to start Soul Rise Essentials? And tell us a little bit about you and as well, and how you got started with that.
Yeah, so I'll start with my intro first because it kind of leads into why I started the business in this coming July 2025. It'll be 4 years. I'm originally from Augusta, Georgia, but I moved to Richmond, Virginia when I was about 8 years old. And I'm a country girl living in the city. And when I moved to Richmond, urban setting, got into a lot of different things because of the environment that I was in. And so experienced a lot of things that if I could go back, I probably wouldn't have wanted to experience, but I don't want to change anything. I don't regret anything. Grateful for all of those experiences. But I was an angry child and needed more attention than what I really got. And the older that I get, the more I realize that although I have a twin sister, our needs are very different, even to this day. Yeah. And so the things that I required as a child, because mama had to do what mama had to do, I didn't get what I felt like I needed, but I didn't even know I needed it at the time. And so hindsight is always 2020. I know you guys talk a lot about like trauma and healing from it and recreating the life and cultivating the joy that you want. So that's my focus now. And honoring my relationships to what they are now and what they've been in the past, and really just trying to cultivate a life that fulfills me and also people around me. But like we talked about earlier, we gotta create that for ourselves and just look at things a little bit differently. And move in a way that works for us and then others. It's not selfishness. It's, to me, I call it self-preservation. And because of all the things that I've been through mentally and physically, I'm just in a space where I want to share my light with others, because the things that I went through, they didn't dim my light. It didn't extinguish it, I should say, because I did go through a period, just being honest, similar to what Tony was just saying. Sometimes you got to honor where you at. And when he was saying that is something I tell a lot of people. We don't shy away from emotions over here. It is what it is. Right. I'm a colorful human being. I done been through some things. I live out loud. The special occasion is now. So if I'm feeling happy, sad, mad, or glad, that's where I'm at right now. But I'm not going to live in any, okay, pop that. Okay.
So you eating off the good china every day.
Yes. And listen, and even if I'm not eating off that good china, in my mind I am. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
So
y'all gonna stop popping them fans without sending me one. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this.
I told you.
I want to pop too.
You disappeared for 17 seasons. We only been on for 10. So I told you I got you. We coming out with a line of Wake Up Happy Sis fans, and we're gonna get you a manly fan so you can.
You see that, Sheronda? She said 17 seasons. She only been on 10.
That man,
Jesus. Don't let her carry that spirit into the new year, though. Don't let her do
it. You know it.
The maths. You get it, but we love you, Tony. Sorry, Soliel.
No, it's all good. That was hilarious. So needless to say, I'm passionate about mental health. I also changed the trajectory of my life when I found community. I know that's what we're talking about, Habari Ghani. Community is what changed the trajectory of my life. And I found community through modeling. My mom put me into like these modeling classes, and it was the first time I met Asian people, hung around white people, just opening up my horizons, expanding my reach far beyond the block that I was stuck on. And that's actually what helped me learn to express. So all that anger, I was able to kind of challenge that into some other emotions. And it was kind of like acting, but through modeling. So I put those two loves together, like the fashion and mental health. And now I have Soul Rise Essentials. In addition to the public speaking, I sell mental health merchandise, jewelry, accessories for children, for adults. Bright, colorful, positive. Everybody can put on a t-shirt, a hat, a hoodie. And so I take very bright colors and put those together just to bring, happiness and lift you up. And I have shirts and hats that say "Pack Light." And I always tell people it can mean whatever you need it to mean on any given day. So if I'm having a bad day, honey, I wake up and I put that hat on, and I'm trying to call in light, to me. And also they're colorful, so it picks up my mood. And I always tell people, if you're feeling good and you want to share that with other people, pack light, take sunshine with you wherever you go, shine God's light, shine your light. So physically, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, lay it down if it ain't yours. So that's what I do. And the public speaking and motivational speaking is something I've gotten into the last year or so, just sharing my story. So that's what I do and who I am.
Well, awesome.
You are in the right place, Miss Soleil.
She definitely is.
Thank y'all. Happy to be here.
So we're just going to say hello to a couple of people that have been hitting us up. We got over on our Instagram site, we got Chosen Riches and Kwanzaa. Happy Kwanzaa to y'all too. We are here. We are here. We are here to talk about the first day of Kwanzaa. Anybody know what it is?
Unity.
Umoja.
Yes. But before we get to that, I have a couple more questions that I want to ask our wonderful guest, Soleil. So, as a mother and as this creative entrepreneur, how do you feel like you personally embody the principle of Umoja in your daily life?
Man, community and the spirit of unity and Umoja is a constant in my life. I can't do anything without my community because I think sometimes we get into these bubbles, which I think a period of it is necessary when we're on our healing and wellness journeys. And you do have to go inward for a lot of that process. But for me, I realized when I started opening up more and becoming vulnerable and asking for things that I needed and letting people close and safe to me know what it is that I needed support with, my world and the things that I've been able to do have just opened up so much more. And people see me as a human and not this superhuman. And so it's being a single parent, I need community. I have, like I said, my twin sister, she has my son while I'm on this podcast right now. I can't do it all on my own. Even the part-time job that I have, I'm helping other single parents, moms and dads, learn to open their mouth and receive the help they need through community. So in my personal life, my business, creating community I have called the Soul Tribe Family, it resonates in my life every minute, every day. So I'm huge on community and unity.
Yes, I love that. I think, especially with all the things that are going on in the world today, all the divisiveness, all the separation that is trying to invade our communities, um, this concept of Umoja, of unity, of community, of collective healing, collective gathering, collective celebration, um, is necessary, right? We have to get back to when I grew up. I lived in Seattle, not a very large Black population, but I lived in a Black community largely, right? And no, I don't know every Black person that's in Seattle. People always be like, somebody from Seattle. I don't know them. I don't know them. It's like, do you know random person next? No. But I feel like as a community, we have to cultivate and curate safe spaces for us. And this is not a knock on anybody else, any other communities. This is not about us being inclusive in every space, because sometimes you need spaces for you, with people who understand you, who understand your trials and tribulations, your cultural sensitivities, expectations, right? The pressures and societal bullshit that is placed upon our shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
And we do that unapologetically here. And I feel like when we're thinking about Kwanzaa, I love that the show just happened to fall on the first day of Kwanzaa, because on the show today, we're really going to dig into just what is Kwanzaa. Now, I feel like everybody should know what Kwanzaa is, but there are still people who may or may not know, right? And so for those who don't know, I'm going to give you just a little background of Kwanzaa and this first day, which is Umoja. So Kwanzaa is a week-long cultural celebration that lasts from December 26th through January 1st. It was created by Dr. Maulana Karenga in 1966 during the Black Power movement. And it's rooted in African traditions and values that emphasize unity, self-determination, and community building, trying to bring back the sense of community that we lost with integration, right? When we started getting integrated in with the rest of the world, We lost the sense of our community because we're constantly bombarded with with commentary that tells us that our community is not enough. And for us to be successful, to be anything, we have to be out in this broader community, right? So the name Kwanzaa actually comes from the Swahili phrase Matunda ya Kwanzaa, which means first fruits of the harvest, for those that did not know. And it reflects the agricultural celebrations that really happen largely in African cultures. It is not a religious holiday. It is a cultural holiday, and it's open to anybody who wishes to honor African heritage and values. But you're going to see it largely in a Black community, right? Now, there are 7 principles of Kwanzaa, and those are called Thongozu Saba, right? The 7 principles which guide personal and communal growth. And each day is a different principle. First day is Umoja, unity, and as to strive for and maintain unity in the family, in the community, in the nation, and within our race. Who knows? Does everybody else know? Who knows all 7 of the Kwanzaa principles or the days?
I know them, honey, but not in order all the time. I'll be having to look at my little thing I got in my kitchen. But I do know them. And my favorite one to say is Kuji Chagulia.
Why is that? That's my favorite one too. Because
I like the way it sounds.
Yes, because it could be, this is my thing, because sometimes I'll say Kuji Chagulia, and then sometimes it's Kuji Chagulia. I don't know. It's just, it feels real spicy on my lips. And I just like saying it. But I'm going to give you the days in order. And then we'll jump into our conversation about Umoja. So the second day is Kuji Chagulia, which is self-determination, which the principle there is to define ourselves, name ourselves, create for ourselves, and speak for ourselves. That, to me, is such a big and important thing within our community, because a lot of us always are feeling like our voices are silenced in larger spaces, especially if you're coming into spaces where you've been one-on-one or one of 2 or 3, one of few. As a Black person, college, careers, other social environments, it's very important that we are defining, naming, and creating for us. I know in business, people, sometimes think, oh, you're limiting yourself, or you're never going to make it if you only focus on Black people. That's a lie. We're one of the biggest consumer groups that there is, period. We spend money. So don't ever say that just because you want to create for your people that there's anything wrong with that. The third day is Ujima, collective work and responsibility. The principle there is to build and maintain our community together and solve our problems as a group. Soliel said it. We need our community to survive, to thrive. We can't do everything. Look, you can try to be all this superwoman you want to be, baby. It's not going to work. It's going to hurt you in the long run, because you need people, you need community to thrive. We can't do everything ourselves, and we have to get past the feeling that we have to do it ourselves. It ain't going to be done right if I don't do it. That's a lie. Fourth principle and fourth day is Ujamaa, cooperative economics. And that principle is to build and maintain our businesses and sharing profits collectively. Money stays in the Black community 0.6 seconds, and we all know that. It stays in other communities days, weeks, months. It stays in our community a couple of hours. We have to change that. And we have to stop going to these Black businesses thinking that because they're Black, they should give you a discount.
All money ain't good money.
You better say that.
Because it's going to cost you your peace.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? I understand where you're going with this, but That's why I cringe when you said that last look.
No. You can cringe all you want to. Our money needs to come into and start staying in our community because we give all of our money to somebody else. That's why we have schools that are failing because we don't have and we're not giving to our own. How many times have you seen the riots and they go into the Black community and you going and tearing up your own they're tearing up the mom and pop stores in their communities.
Okay.
Versus that. So all I'm saying is we need to start putting money and putting things into our community so that money stays and flows in our community longer.
I would love to agree with you on that. My profession, my life's work is accountancy. Okay. I have a strong affinity for bookkeeping. I have 25 years in the industry. I'm degreed and I'm certified. I have worked with Black nonprofits, and they have made me have a disdain for my life's work because they won't listen. I'm here to keep you out of jail and give you a peace of mind. But if you don't want to listen, what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm here to help your nonprofit succeed. But if you don't want to listen to me, what do you want me to do with that?
I get that. That just means that person is not your client. But that doesn't mean you stop working with all Black people. Right? That's all I'm saying. I'm saying I agree with you. All money ain't good money and all business ain't good business. There are good quality Black owned and managed nonprofits that do listen.
I
but
agree.
There are also a bunch of hardheads. That's not even a Black or white thing. That's a person thing. Some people are hard-headed and think they know everything, do anything, and your 25 years don't mean nothing because it's their business. If they don't want to thrive because you on their team, because I know they're gonna thrive if you on their team, that's up to them. But let's get back to the days and then we can go back into that conversation. The fifth day is Nia, purpose. To make our collective vocation, the building and development of our community, to restore our people to greatness. Kuumba is the sixth one, which is creativity. And that's to always do as much as we can to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than we inherited. I really resonate with this one because in my life, I do hope that I leave this world just a little bit better than how it was given to me. That's why I started Wake Up Happy Sis. That's why Sheronda and I do this show every week. This is our way of giving back, of trying to help the imbalance that's out there for our Black women. And then Imani. How many people have named their children Imani, which means faith? And that's to believe in ourselves, our people, and the righteousness of our struggle. So those are our days. Today is the first day of Kwanzaa, and we're focused on Umoja, unity. Okay? That's going to set the tone for the show today. But don't think that we shy away from what's the word I'm thinking? From conversations or from the fact that we don't agree. This ain't a show about agreements. It ain't a show about being a pick me, about a yes man. We're all going to have our own thoughts and feelings, and we are free to express them here because we do so with dignity, respect, and with grace.
Yes, Lord.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Amen. Amen.
Because we all we got.
Look, I love when you say that. We need that. That's what your fan gonna say. That's what Tony's fan gonna say is we all we got. Because we are. And if we don't support us, we already know that things aren't always built or created in support of us. So we've always had to navigate and create our own ways, right? So let me ask, okay, before we get into some of these other aspects of Umoja, Sheronda, what does Umoja, or the principle of unity, mean to you in your personal life?
How can you walk together except for you to if you agree? If you agree, you can walk together. I'm not saying to agree with every single thing, because we all have our own opinions and stuff like that. But if we cannot come together where we agree that your disrespect of me is going to continue, it's not. I have something called a boundary that will protect me from you and you from me. We are not walking together if you feel that disrespect of me is the way to go.
And I completely agree with that. I completely agree with that. And we talk on this show ad nauseum about boundaries. That is one of our first things. And I think in order to have that true sense of unity, right? And how you're practicing within yourself, within your family, within your community, it requires having boundaries in place for what you expect out of people, how you expect to be treated, but also it goes the other way of how you are going to treat others as well. We always say the first boundary you set is with yourself. Because if you don't know you don't know who you are, what you want to do, what you will and will not accept, how you will and will not treat people, how are you ever going to set a boundary with somebody else if you can't even set one with yourself first? So I love that. And I definitely think we got to think about that. Sometimes it's hard conversations that have to be had. Sometimes my unity is to me and to my peace. And you got to let some people go. People, places, things that do not resonate with your higher being or the journey that you're on. So I love that walking together thing. I love that concept of walking together.
What's that thing you say? Go with God, crispy.
Baby, I will look. So you ain't been here for that part, but yes.
Go with God, crispy.
When it's
release
time
you to your greatness,
right? When it's time for me to release someone from my life, from having access to me, my life, my energy, my space. Anybody who ever hears me say, "Go with God, crispy," from Sister Act 2.
I love it.
That is me releasing you to your destiny, to your
and own out of my face
to live over there.
Yes. Yes.
So what about you, Soliel? I know you said a little bit earlier, but what does Umoja mean to you? And how are you practicing it in this? And you spoke about community already. So can you expand on that a little?
Yeah, I actually want to piggyback off of something Sheronda said. I hear a lot in our community that, we should work more together. But when your character or you don't even understand what the concept of unity is, it can be hard to work with people who haven't done personal development work. Because everybody knows, if you Black and you listening to this, we've been through a lot. And it's shaped us to be and behave in certain ways that don't always serve us. We are strong, we are resilient, but sometimes we didn't got effed up. You know what I'm saying? And so if you're not doing that personal work and you carry yourself into business, all of your personal stuff is coming right along with you. And so I hear that on a personal level, and then in the professional world as well. Well, if y'all doing the same thing, why can't y'all just come together? It sounds good in theory. But if we gonna walk together in unity, we have to have very similar, not always the same, but a similar end goal. And how we do it may look differently, but because of our personalities or how we prefer to do business. But it's sad to say, but unity, you can't have unity with just everybody. In a perfect world, that'd be great. But if your integrity is not in line with mine, or your character is not in line with mine, I'm not gonna subject myself to be in community with you for the sake of unity. So I wish that were not the case, but it's not the case. And so, if you like Sheronda said, if you talking to folks any kind of way, or you're not honoring your own emotional intelligence and being aware of how you show up in certain spaces and the vibe was good, but when you walked in, it was thrown off. You know, we have to have our own personal responsibility and accountability and personal work. And if we're not doing that, then it can be hard to exist in unity with certain people. So I did want to piggyback off of you and just say that. I know it doesn't sound good to hear, but it is the truth. I'm not doing business with everybody. I'm not doing life with everybody.
Child.
And I just had to say that the older I've gotten, the more I realize that community is something that it looks differently, you know, with social media coming into play. You see folks on social and what they got going on in their life. So you think you know everything. Oh, I don't got to check on her because I just saw she was in Paris with a nice dress on and Greece and say all
don't
of that
let
stuff.
It fool you, because even the strong ones that you think got it together, you still need to check on them every now and then.
Pick up the phone and call people. I'm so glad that I was born in the era that I was. I'm kind of like on that cusp. Ma'am. You know, we still played outside. We didn't grow up with cell phones. We didn't grow up with social media in our face at every turn. I am so glad that I'm on that cusp, because I get to raise my son with those same traditional values. He don't have no iPad. He going outside to play. Now, he is a little pandemic baby, so sometimes he be like, I don't want to go outside. You better go outside, okay? So I'm great, because I want him to know, like, you need to get to know your neighbors. That's unity. I know all of my neighbors. The front, back side, across the street, we go for walks, we talk to people, and it's a very safe place. And I know that if I needed some a cup of sugar, which we don't eat a lot of sugar, just use it as an example, some butter, some bread, I know whose door that I can knock on. We have a garden in the back of our house. When we have the surplus, we knocking on people's doors and we giving it to them. So I'm grateful that I can instill those values into him. And it's important to me because I do know that our family structure is different. We, you know, some people may say I have a broken home, but I don't think nothing broke over here. We love each other. We are healthy. Our mental health is doing good, because sometimes you do have to break certain chains, you know, when you choose from a place of brokenness at times. And so the unity for me, for me is cleaning up the mess and opening up the door for newness to come in, more healthy relationships to come in, and we can exist in harmony with these new values that we have, the new attitude that we have, the work that we're doing. And if you're doing that, then you can come in my space. If not, then you can't. And I wish it were different, but it is what it is. So that's what unity and community looks like for me.
I love that, Soliel. My God, it's a wonderful thing, because you're teaching your little one how to care about their community. You're teaching your little one to, you know, go around, be outside, not behind a keyboard, you know, being a dumb gangster, you know. So you're getting out and seeing face to face, and you're, hey, you know, saying hi to your neighbors as you're walking, and all of the things and stuff. I love that.
And something that you said, LeAnne, too, I want to touch on as well. It's unity is also having tough conversations. Like, we can't sweep everything under the rug. If we had a little bump in our relationship, if you don't want to talk about it today, okay, cool. I'm gonna give you your space. We can talk about it tomorrow. But I'm one of those people, listen, it happened. We not going to ignore that it happened. But if you are that person of the school of thought that you need some time to process, cool. But we need to talk about it. You know, if we keep sweeping stuff under the rug and we wondering why it's a little dust flying around everywhere, little problems flying, like, get to the root of the problem. It's okay to have tough conversations, because typically when you do, everybody can have a little sigh of release. I'm glad I got that off my chest, and we can move on with new ways to interact with each other. That's also unity. People think unity is peaches and cream, sunshine, butterflies, rainbow. It's not. Have the tough conversations. Hopefully people that need to have those conversations are, again, like I said, doing that work and take accountability. But we can't have unity if people are walking on eggshells around people and not calling the thing a thing.
Amen. Call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
Amen. I want to say one thing before I jump over to Tony. One thing that you said, and I think I just lost it. I should have wrote it down.
Girl, we in our 50s. We can't be expected to remember every single thing without writing.
No, because it comes, and it was a juicy thing.
That's the hard part.
And I was like, oh, I can't wait to say this. It's okay. It'll come back.
I can't remember.
It'll come back.
It'll come back to me. It'll come back to me. So, Tony, over there, we're gonna get you a fan. Don't be mad at me, big brother. Okay, I'm gonna get
dogs and wild animals get mad. I might be disappointed and upset, but I'll never be mad.
Good.
You know, don't get that twisted. Wild animals and dogs be mad. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Now that's having a tough conversation in unity right there. You feel what I'm saying? We didn't shy away from that. We got to that right then and there. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
We got right through it.
Yeah, we ain't never gonna shy away from a tough conversation.
Right. That's why we got right into it right then and there. You know,
Family,
and if I can find my folder.
There you go.
There you go. There you go.
So they don't mind us. We having this conversation for the company.
Right. Internal conversation, but it's okay.
You know, with siblings, and you know, mom used to say, you better not act up.
Police said something that was so profound right then and there to where I was like, yes, that allowing your child to experience the great outdoors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I was born in 58. You know, y'all talking about y'all 50. I'm 66. So I was in that era where you went outside and you made sure you had your ass in the house before the street lights came on.
Yes, sir. Yes,
sir. And so I know about being outside playing all day. Community. That's the community right there. That's when the whole neighborhood had the right to beat that butt if you did something out of pocket.
Right.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I try to lean back to in the present day today, you know, because when I go over, like, I do a lot of mentoring young folks. I go to a lot of the jails, you know, I'm in and out, interacting with my people because I want them to get the opportunity to understand that if you go out and experience this world, you don't got to have no whole bunch of money to experience this world. It's so much stuff out here that you can do for free that would not only educate you, but elevate you as well.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
You know, but our generation today, they so hooked up in this IG mentality. You know, everybody want to be an influencer, but don't nobody want to get influenced.
There you go, Tony.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I look to as far as unity. I'm in the NA fellowship. Our main thing is unity. Mm-hmm. You know, our whole thing is built on the foundation of unity of our group. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I've always been a part of community and unity, man. But it's just the disappointments that I see in my community that hurts me so much. You know what I'm saying? Like the black-owned black businesses. Y'all made some key points, cause man, we ain't the best people in the world to either go in business with or be in business with. You know what I'm saying? We ain't the best people in the world to tell a lot of our stuff to, as far as finances and things of that nature, like that. You know, we got a lot of enablers in our thing, and a lot of people, yes people too, and we got a lot of yes people. So until we break down that mentality of where we got to keep pulling each other down in order to make myself feel good, which I'm truly really not. I'm really not, because in me hurting you, I'm hurting me too.
That's right.
You know, so until we break down those walls and those barriers, man, and lay down that foundation of, look, let's get back to taking these kids outside. It's a whole world going on around you, and you cooped up in the house and don't even know it. Or know it, but too scared to go out there and experience it. You know, we got to get back to that. But unity for me is, man, just everybody just coming together for a purpose and a cause that's going to elevate each and every one of us.
Yeah,
that's my definition. That's what I want to see.
Right. One of the things I appreciate about you, Tony, is that you're always out there. You'll tell us how you're going to check on I'm going to check on my senior citizens today. Right? So Tony don't just talk about this. He actually lives this every day. He lives the spirit of Umoja. And because it has to start internally, right? It has to start internally. What are your values? What are your thoughts and what are your actions? And how are you bringing harmony to your life first? Because again, it all has to start with self. And then how are you building that into your families and into your communities, right? Are we building trust within our family structures? That's open communication. Like I said, having those hard conversations. People are like, well, what does it have to do with unity? We can't be unified and on one accord if we're not even speaking the same language. If I'm telling Sheronda I'm upset about this over here, and she think I'm talking about last Tuesday, and I'm talking about something that happened 15 years ago. I can't get over what happened 15 years ago. Sheronda been past it. She don't even remember what happened 15 years ago. But because I never spoke up, and this is not a real situation, let me be clear. But because I didn't speak up in that moment to say, hey, Sheronda, something you did hurt me, or I apologize for something I did that hurt you. We ain't even on the same path. We ain't even walking the same path no more. So how we can't have unity if we don't have that open conversation, open communication.
But LeAnne, if you're not willing to do the self-actualization or introspection or learning about yourself and all of the things, how can we walk together? We still can't agree because you haven't done the work on yourself. The reason why I say that is because therapy helped me a lot this year. It helped a lot. And I learned a lot about myself. That's when I, learned those boundaries and learned that I don't like to be on the receiving end of somebody's jokes, ridicule, disrespect in order for me to stay in a relationship with you just because you're family. Don't ever get that twisted with me. That's just a word, because I have great friends that are family and I have great family that became friends. It's the lines are blurred, but the disrespect is not.
You better say that.
I'm sorry. Clacking my
knees. No, look. I was looking for my folder. I was finna pop for real.
I need that from you, Tony, right now. Give it to me right now. Come back on camera. I need you to clack for me.
Yeah. I got to find it.
Yeah, improvise to that.
I gotta find a notebook. That's the sound effect.
That's the sound effect. Look, what I put just for those who don't have the clackability.
Thank you.
I don't want to sound a sound effect, so you can clack at all times, even if you don't have a fan. So,
see, I got this the other day. Y'all can't see it.
Put it in front of you.
Wait. Let me do it like this.
The shirt is black. That's why we can't see. We can't see.
Oh, yeah, that's right. My screen is black, ain't it?
Yeah.
Let me do the white screen.
And you got the black on, and it's.
My blackness is showing, ain't it? It's showing
all black, everything.
Hey,
so while Tony's trying to figure his life out over there. Oh.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out, but anyway,
it ain't working.
Anywho, it still ain't working. But anywho, just to touch on what you were saying about how I'm always doing something. I just got a certificate of appreciation yesterday on Christmas Eve. You know what I'm saying? Christmas Eve, because I'm always going out there trying to. No, seriously, I try so hard to give back to not only my community but other communities too. You know what I'm saying? I go north, south, east, and west. I go wherever you are. I'll come to you. You can't come to me. I'll come. You know what I'm saying? And I share my personal experiences with everybody because I'm an open book, and that's how we have to be. You know, we have to be an open book with each other. I've learned to stop living my life in fear of what other people think of me. I don't care what you think of me. It's what I think of myself.
Mm-hmm.
It's how I treat myself. Because if I treat me right, you can best believe I'm going to treat you right.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Hopefully, there are people who treat themselves right because they think they're superior and they will never treat other people right. But a goal is to always hope that people are going to treat people the way they want to be treated. That's how I try to live my life. Now, do I always live up to that? No, because I'm petty. And sometimes the petty don't come out.
She is silent.
But I'm never first petty. I am reactive petty. I'm never pro petty. I'm reactive petty. The only
vocabulary words you never heard on the spelling test in your life.
Yeah, you're gonna get some new words coming with us. But I want to talk a little bit more about why unity really matters, right? And y'all chime in at any time, but to me, unity is a cornerstone for our growth, for our healing, and for our progress. Without it, communities can't thrive, families can't thrive, and we can't thrive because we need unity in order for us to move forward and thrive. You cannot do everything in a silo. Now you can get a certain amount. We're not saying you can't get far, but imagine how much farther you can get, how much more healing you can get when you have unity, right? It's not just about harmony, but it's also a sense of accountability that we have to ourselves and accountability that we have to one another, right? I'm accountable to Sheronda because Sheronda is my friend. Sheronda is accountable to me because I'm her friend, whether she like it or not. I already told her that.
We go together.
We go together. She can't get rid of me. I'ma just be like, okay, I gave you like a whole 3 hours. Are you still mad?
We make each other better.
Yeah, like literally, and you need people like that who are not going to BS you, who are not going to be yes men, who have their own thought, their own voice. Unity doesn't mean that we cannot have our own voice, our own thought, and our own function. Like I said, it's that walking that path together. We can still be two very different people with very different needs, just like Soliel said, she's a twin, and just because you're twins don't mean you're the same person. I mean, genetically they might be if they're identical, but that still doesn't make them the same person. Mm-hmm. Right? We still have to walk our paths but hopefully we're walking it with that common place in mind of getting there together and not me getting there at the expense of my relationship with others. Somebody asked a question in a chat that I was in, then I'll open it up, was, do you think that billionaires, anybody who is a billionaire, had to do somebody wrong in order to get to that status or that level?
Not necessarily, no.
And everybody else was like, oh yes, they obviously had to. And I was like, to me, that's more of a pessimistic act to feel like in order for us to get to a certain level, we have to step on people. Why couldn't we have got to billionaire status? Because we worked together, because we worked in harmony and community. So I was the only person, the sole person on that hill willing to die with. I don't think you have to do people dirty in order to get ahead and thrive and succeed.
I will be up there with you.
Yeah. So what role do you guys think forgiveness plays when in practicing Umoja or unity?
I think it's great. But after I forgive you, that doesn't mean I have to let you have access to me. I forgive you, yes, I do. But we are not going to continue on like we were, where I get to be the one being disrespected. I love you and I forgive you. But stay over there. You can't come back over here this way because now I got trust issues. Because now I can't I'm not gonna do the tit for tat thing. I'm gonna forgive you. It's over, but we can't be in the same space until I'm ready, until I feel healed from that. So yes, forgiveness is excellent because forgiveness is for me, not for that other person. It's for me. I am always ready to forgive, but I do not have to allow you access to me the same way you had while you were over there feeling all comfortable being disrespectful to me at my expense and stuff. So forgiveness is for me. I am definitely taking that, but you get to stay over there because you obviously picked a side and it wasn't mine. So stay where you at.
What about you, Soleil? What do you feel about
I feel like it's levels to this thing because forgiveness and resentment, honestly, is something I'm still working through in my personal life because I think something folks don't talk about when we talk about forgiveness is the repeat offenses in present day with the same person that you're trying to work on forgiving. You know what I'm saying? There are people in our lives that sometimes we just can't walk away from for whatever reason. There are a lot of people we can just, we done. But sometimes there are situations, and I'm not going to get into what they are because I'm telling too much of my personal business. But sometimes.
Trust me, we've told so much of our business on this show.
Oh, I'm an open book, but
some things you got to keep right here. Mm-hmm.
But sometimes it's just not that easy to physically remove people from your life and space for a multitude of reasons. And if those people in your life that you're still working to forgive are still repeating that same offense, it's hard. So it's like you
can't control them, but you can control you. Remove yourself.
Right. But again, there's sometimes certain situations you just can't remove yourself from. Okay. And so for me, in those instances, I've just been, like you said, trying to control more of myself, and really just accept people for who they are, not for who I want them to be, and just being transparent and honest. Forgiveness, I'm still working on because I think I need to look up the definition of forgiveness because I struggle with that thing with certain people close to me. Is it just letting go? Because I can forget, but then you remind me again. Wow,
because the same behavior is persisting.
You know what I'm saying? And so I guess it's like a continual act of forgiveness, I'm assuming. But for me, how I've been able to reconcile with this lately is I control myself. I'm gonna regulate my own emotions. You're not about to get me up out of my square because you're probably gonna do this dumb shit again. And I just have to, reconcile with how I'm gonna deal with it personally. I'm not gonna let it bother me as much. But for some of us, that is much easier than others. Some people, can't nothing bother them. Let them tell it. But it's for me, I am a person that feels all of my emotions, but do I have to respond to them all the time? That's something that I've gotten a lot better with. But I think when people talk about forgiveness, it's typically coming from a frame of, well, this thing that happened 10 years ago. What about this thing that just that keeps happening? Like you keep doing it. And so what we talked about earlier regarding unity, how do we link forgiveness and unity? Again, if two people or two or more people involved in a situation are doing their personal work, it is easier to forgive and to move on. But I do think people shy away from the conversation as it pertains to forgiveness when you've got somebody in your life you necessarily can't remove them and they're still that same person.
Because it requires them to look at themselves. They don't want to do that.
Yeah, it's hard.
You can shine a mirror and they still will look away. No. You can't show them themselves.
Yeah. And when you have people like that in your space, again, that you can't get rid of for whatever reason, it's hard. And you just have to continue looking inward. And I see, LeAnne, you put the definition here: to forgive is stop feeling angry or resentful towards someone for an offense, flaw, or mistake. For me, what I've been able to do is simply see the person for who they are and not who I want them to be, and move on.
Exactly. And one of the things that you said that I think people don't think about when it comes to forgiveness. Forgiveness does not mean I forget what you've done. And a person who continues to act in that way I will not forgive because you have not changed your actions. So I've got somebody in my family who, since I was 18, was stealing my identity.
She said family, y'all.
Family, blood relative. We were close, but stealing my identity.
What was wrong with theirs?
Because they already knew her.
They had burned theirs up.
She had burnt hers up. So it was about every time she got caught by the police for something, she gave them my name because I was clean.
Lord have mercy, Jesus.
Right? Since I was 18. And there's a point where I tried to forgive. But when the disrespect does not stop and the actions and my forgiveness has not resulted in a change in your actions, has not caused you to reflect, then I take my forgiveness back. When you said that sometimes you can't remove people, that for me is a trauma response, right? And like you said, we're all still working and growing and trying to navigate how do we do that. You 100% can. I don't care if it's your mama. I don't care if it's my husband, been married, not married anymore. I was the problem in that relationship, not even really him, right? Even people, and I'm a critical overthinker, critical attacher. Like I said, once we attach, you stuck with me, whether you like it or not. But I also have been learning, even in this past year, about unattaching, about healing my attachment trauma that I have so that I can forgive, not forget, and tell them go with God, Crispy. Because I've had to do that to a couple of people. And I think where we connect forgiveness and unity is because that forgiveness hopefully is creating that space for healing, for understanding, and for building a stronger relationship. But both people have to be actively engaged in the rebuilding of that relationship. If it's just me, I'm going to quit because you're not invested. Why am I investing when somebody else isn't? Right? So it's going to help heal those relationships when both are like I said, moving in unity in that direction. It can help restore that trust that we've lost, right? Because there's a lot of, when you do somebody wrong or you've been done wrong, that trust is broken. You no longer have mutual understanding. So all of those things are necessary to get back to that state of unity, of trust, of open conversation. But we have to heal us first. We have to heal us first. And then we can move forward. Like do a check, do a forgiveness check. If when you think of somebody's name who has wronged you, continues to wrong you, why are you putting so much effort into that forgiveness process for somebody who is not putting any effort into changed behavior? Sometimes it's our own need and our own trauma of being accepted, of being loved, of being wanted, that we continue to let people play in our face, for lack of a better word. You ain't about to play in LeAnne's face. Trust me, that's where the petty comes in. And I really try. That's Alexis. She the petty one. LeAnne is the nice one.
Wait, so Ricky, Bobby, and then
so there's Ricky Bobby. Ricky Bobby is the inner hater. Everybody has an inner hater. Mine's name is Ricky Bobby. Okay, you have Ricky Bobby. He is the internal hater that tries to stop me from being great, but we tell him to shut up. Then you have Alexis. Alexis is the protector. She is the mean one. She is the one that's going to come out. And no, I do not have split or multiple personality disorder. These are just parts of my personality. They are not actual real people. Just want to make sure they are parts of my personality. I just named them because it's easier for me to say that was Alexis. That wasn't me. That was Alexis, right? She is the protector. LeAnne is the lover. LeAnne is the nurturer. LeAnne is the one that wants everybody to get along and everyone to be happy, and even at my own expense. How many of us have done that? We put everybody's happiness above our own. That's not a spirit of unity, because we are out of unity with ourselves in that instance. So if I can leave you with anything today, it is do those forgiveness checks. Do a unity check on yourself. How in alignment with you are you with your morals, with your values, with your goals, and with your dreams? How unified are you there? And how unified are the people that you allow in your space? If they're not, it's okay to love them from a distance. I'm not saying you got to kick everybody immediately out of your life. But like Soleil said early, sometimes when you're on that healing, you're on that journey, it's a lonely thing. You can be lonely and peaceful. I'm lonely because I'm single, but I'm peaceful as shit. Right? Because this is the path I need to walk to get to where I'm trying to go. But don't ever get it twisted and think that I can't cut you out of my life, because you're not in alignment and you're not unified with where my life is going. And it's okay. It's okay. Lisa Nichols says, stop trying to take everybody with you. You can't take everybody on that next part of your journey. So unity don't mean bring the neighborhood with you. MC Hammer found out that was not a good idea when he tried to bring the whole hood with him.
That's a fact.
And save everybody. You can't save everybody. You can't bring everybody.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up, I want to thank our fabulous guests, because we're out of time. Our hour is coming on so quickly.
Go too quick.
It always does.
Do 2 hour shows. You're going to have to do one.
That's what we're not doing, Tony. That's what we're not doing.
We're going to have to do 2 hour shows.
No, we're not. No, we're not. LeAnne ain't doing that.
Okay.
No, thank you. No, thank you. No.
I thought I could tap into one of them other ones that was in there.
No. You tried it.
I tried.
I appreciate you for it. And Paulette probably would let us do a 2 hour show, but no, I can't do it. Patricia Stubbs over there said,
Patricia Stubbs,
thank you for this word of inspiration. You are welcome. That is what we do here on this show. We're going to give you the real, the raw, the honest, whether you like it or not. Sometimes we may come across a little strong, but know that everything that we say is with love. 1957 DTG says, sorry I missed you. Well, you ain't missed it, because there's a replay at all times. Get on over to YouTube, look up for Wake Up Happy Sis, and you can get every one of our episodes all the way back to season 3 on our YouTube channel. And happy Kwanzaa to you too. So our wonderful guest Soleil, you are, by the way, invited to come back at any time.
Please
Thanks,
do,
guys. This was wonderful.
Yeah.
Nice to meet
everybody. You have to
everybody.
get you a fan to clack with us. You're gonna have to get you a fan so you could clack with us. I feel like there should be a line of Soul Rise, fans.
They coming.
You see? Mm-hmm.
I'm inspired. So they come. I'm gonna have one next time I come back on the show.
Yes. So why don't you tell the people how they can find you, if you have anything special going on with Soul Rise Essentials, and how they can support you, and your final word if you have one.
Yeah, so final word, just want to say Habari Gani to everyone. Happy Kwanzaa. And if you don't know what Kwanzaa is, like LeAnne said, just look it up, research it, and try to embody it all year round, actually, not just during this season. And just want to say thank you all for just listening to our conversation, hearing a bit of my story. You can reach me if you are interested in booking. I actually do confidence classes and coaching as well. So my public speaking services and confidence coaching are available at booksoleil.com. That's SOLIEL.com. And as far as the merch, anybody can wear it. I have children, adults, beautiful jewelry, hats, necklaces, t-shirts, hoodies, all the things. If you need to do some last minute Kwanzaa shopping, you are always invited to go to my website at soulriseessentials.com, and that's SOLRiseessentials.com. And I actually do have a podcast as well. It is a mental health podcast called Soul Seek Conversations. My little mug right here I drink when I'm on the podcast.
Right.
But if you are someone that you know has a mental health or resilience story to share, would love to talk with you and do a pre-interview, see if it's a good fit. You can email us at mystory@soulriseessentials.com. And you can check out all of our episodes on YouTube just by typing in SOL Seat Conversations or my business name, Soul Rise Essentials. But I look forward to meeting everybody and just having you part of my Soul Tribe family, which is how we're creating community and unity over here. If you're interested in what the Soul Tribe family is, it's just people that feel like sunlight, people that are doing their personal work, people that are real, honest, and raw, similar to the Wake Up Happy Sis podcast, folks. We're just doing our work and trying to better ourselves, not only for ourselves, but for the world at large as well. So you can shop our mental health merch again at soulriseessentials.com. And there's a link in the chat, and you can find me on LinkedIn, all the good stuff. I look forward to connecting with everybody. And thanks again for having me on the podcast.
Thank you so much. Oh, Sheronda had to drop off. I don't know what happened. But thank you so much for being here. Tony, do you have any final words you want to share and let the people know how they can find you?
Yes. First and foremost, thank you, my queen, for coming on today. Man, you have touched me in a way that, man, like I say, I'm an open book and I'm always willing to learn. And you taught me some things today, you know what I'm saying? And I'm grateful for that. Thank you so much. To everybody else, man, listen. Let go of all of that negativity that you got right now. Let it go. It's the end of the year. Just let it all go. Please let it go. Don't bring that madness with you with your 2025.
Yes.
Don't do it, because all you're going to do is give yourself an ulcer or high blood pressure, diabetes. Don't or a heart attack. You know what I'm saying? So let all of that go right now. Just the end of the year. That's why I put in the chat, continue to strive in 2025. You know what I'm saying? That's what we doing. We striving in 20. I'm striving to uplift my people. I'm striving to educate my youth. I'm striving to help that homeless person who's homeless. You know what I'm saying? Man, so that's my mission. I want everybody to have a fantastic and safe New Year's. Man, if you don't have to go out, don't go out, because the world is full of some loonies that just on their own thing. So if you don't have to go out, don't go out. If you do go out in a group. In a group. Go out in a group and designate somebody, one person to drive or two people to drive if you're gonna be drinking and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So because I want us all to step into this new year with a new attitude, new mindset, and a new understanding of how we can grow together as a people.
Amen.
And you can catch me every Saturday and Sunday at KCCR Radio Cityscape, the Brownstone, baby, 7 to 9 p.m., the Eye of the Storm, where you would get some of the best R&B, old school. I knock the socks off. That's what I do. I knock the socks off.
He gets it in. I'm just saying, if you have not tuned in,
you have to tune in. Just come on in.
Because he keeps it. He keep you hyped. Energy.
You gonna move something in 2 hours. You ain't gonna just sit there 2 hours and not move something. So just remember this, y'all. We're gonna continue to strive in 2025, and we all we got. Amen. And I love y'all. Happy New Year.
And Sheronda, any final words from you, ma'am?
My 77-year-old uncle that raised me, he always says, I just want to be peace. I just want peace, be at peace, and live the rest of my days peacefully and stuff. Like we're allergic to drama. We just don't do it and stuff. And that's where those boundaries come in. And I can observe and not absorb you and your mess from afar.
Ooh, you don't have to be in my face. Say that again. I can
hold on for a second.
Yes.
Observe, not absorb you and your mess. I would love you from a distance.
Let me type that in.
I'm notorious for that in my family.
I can observe, but not absorb.
And quickly, I wanted to say, I'm wishing more ideal clients to you in 2025, people that are educated and doing what they're supposed to be doing for these businesses, so you can have.
Girl, get somebody else to do it. I have closed my business, ma'am. I'm done.
Right, she is a lady of leisure now.
They forced me, ma'am. I can only do, I gotta give the people what they want and stuff.
They won't.
You don't need me.
They want the lady of leisure.
They
want the
lady. What you gonna get is the lady of leisure.
Now, give me what you said. I can observe, but not absorb your what?
You and your mess.
You and your mess.
Okay, I don't think that's the words you said, but we're gonna put that in the comments.
Yeah, we're gonna
need to see that. They need to understand.
There it is. I can observe. Oh, you put it in there.
Yeah, I can observe.
Because I was writing it down too.
But I think that's important for people to understand. Like, if you're not getting the word that came through in that statement, I can observe, but not absorb.
Sure.
That means that all the energy that people put out, you do not have to absorb. You do not have to be a party to anybody else's foolishness, anybody else's BS, anybody else's shenanigans. You have a choice in the matter at all times. Stop choosing them and choose you.
Amen.
What do we say, Sheronda, about that cup and that saucer? What do we say about that cup and that saucer?
Stop pouring from a place of emptiness. If there's nothing in your saucer, you cannot pour, because the cup contents belong to you.
Ooh.
You
only totally give out of your abundance. We should be giving out of our abundance, not out of our store, our store. And most of us give out of the abundance. We give out the cup. We give out the pot.
They even give away the cup.
Yeah, I know a few that done that.
We have to learn. Unity is also about unity within self. Unify yourself first, and then the rest gonna fall into place, baby. Life gonna life. It's going to life.
Yeah, life gonna definitely life.
As we've seen on this show, right? I want to just take a minute as we leave is to reflect on the incredible journey that we've had from season 3 when Sheronda joined me all the way up to season 10, right? We've had powerful conversations. We've had transformational stories and moments that reminded us of the strength, the resilience, and the beauty that we possess as Black women. We've had women who told us we saved their lives.
Yes.
Not one, more than one person that said this show and our guests and the message that we bring has saved lives. You never know how your words are going to impact somebody else. Somebody needs to hear your story. Somebody needs to hear what you went through, because they're going through it right now and they don't think there's an end. They don't think there's a light at the end of the tunnel. We've tackled Superwoman syndrome. We've tackled how you need to get more into your self-care, right? Each episode that we've done has been designed with our beautiful Black sisters in mind. Anybody can listen. Anybody can get these tips. But we are unapologetically always speaking to our sisters first and foremost.
Always. First and foremost, the queens got to have it first.
So to our listeners, you are the heart of our show. Your support, your comments, your stories have really been the driving force behind this show and why we come back and do this season after season. To my fabulous co-host, Sheronda, I want to thank you so much she was a guest who never left.
Yeah.
Take that for the record. She was a guest who never left. And I can't see the show without her. That's just real. So she leave, I'm gonna have to come to her house, and Arif gonna be mad at me. This is gonna be a lot, but I'm coming to the house.
Well, your room is ready, ma'am. Just come on.
And to Tony, our big brother who drops in on us, you know we love and appreciate you, always bringing your wisdom to us, and to my fabulous guest Soliel, and to our guests from the past. You guys are now part of the Wake Up Happy Sis family, and we want you to come back, and you, Soliel, can come back anytime you want. We are about to be off for the next couple of weeks as we plan out season 11, because yes, we are coming back stronger than ever. But I want you to know we're closing this chapter 10. We close in that book because there's so much opportunity, there's so much abundance, there's so much prosperity, love, and light in chapter 11. And that is what we are looking for. You guys are a part of our community. You're a part of our unity, of our Umoja, of our family. And we love you. We appreciate you. And we wish the best for you in 2025. Like Tony said, don't bring that negative with you. Figure out how to process through it. Head into the storm, process those feelings, get out of them, and get back to being your happy, harmonious, beautiful, loving self. And with that, we are out of here. We will see y'all next time. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Wake Up Happy Sis Show. Join us live every Monday and Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern for more joy, healing, and sisterhood. Until next time, keep thriving unapologetically, sis.